Welcome back to Soundcheck on Learner to Learner, a collaborative learning channel where we all come together and talk about all things audio. Earlier in the hour, we were talking about RØDECaster. Now we're going to open up the discussion to be more than that, audio and sometimes camera and sometimes live streaming. If you want to participate in this conversation, you can do so in the chat. Obviously, it's type in the YouTube chat, live chat. And you can also join in the call by participating in the by going to the website. And you can go to the website here and click on the Call in with Zoom button and then go through the registration, your names, email address. Your registration will be sent there. And Calvin, hopefully you got your registration link already. If not, let me know in the chat if you're still watching this, Calvin, if you're still unable to get my link. Otherwise, I might have to try to send it to you directly. Let me see who else. Cindy Liu. I saw Cindy Liu registered. So Cindy Liu is listening in the background, lurking on Zoom. And with that, I also want to tell you that it has come to an end of this era of doing things on Clubhouse. Soundcheck started on Clubhouse 5 years ago. And we have been continuously doing this for the last 5 years, but people are not coming to Clubhouse much anymore, and therefore I want to focus all my attention on the Zoom calls and also the YouTube community. And so if you want to participate, if you want to join us, feel free to go over to learnertolearner.com on the website to find out how to participate using Zoom, even if I don't do it here on Clubhouse anymore. Today will be the very last one. August will be the very last one that we do our room here on Clubhouse. But don't worry, go over to youtube.com/@learner-to-learner or go over to learnertolearner.com website and join us there. And now, those of you who joined the call on Zoom are, let's see, be right back. Let me take that be right back off. There you go. We have Aaron. Hello, Aaron. I forgot his name earlier. Hello, Aaron. Welcome back.
Hello.
So were you in Japan when like the last couple of weeks, or is that before?
Yes, and the thing was, we were supposed to leave the night of the show. Well, I thought we were supposed to leave that Wednesday. So I thought I was gonna be able to come, and it was like, we were leaving at 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock in a
The
car,
time,
10 p.m.
I see, I
And I
see.
was like, can I? No, she'd kill me if I tried to get
No,
on
you have to.
here.
You must love Japan because you've been to Japan. You going back, right? Have you been to
Yeah,
Japan? I
yeah,
remember you said you got
yeah, yeah.
something from Japan before, so yeah.
Yes, yeah, with Doc Rock. I was shocked.
Oh
We've
yeah,
been to the
that's
same
right.
store.
That's right. That's right.
But no, yeah.
All
No,
right.
my wife,
Welcome
yeah.
back.
Thank you.
And Glenn is back, and hopefully without the slapback.
Yeah,
No
speaking of
slapback.
John, I was wondering about in order to come through Ecam through Zoom, I would have to have the meeting code and the passcode. So, I mean, I'm guessing that's true because I would need those. Is there another way that you can suggest I come through Ecam for Zoom?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that. I think when Charles comes back, it might be easier. I think if you use the link that you got through Zoom via the email, and if you copy that link and then paste it in Ecam when you say join meeting with a link, you should be able to get through without having to punch it in. If you forward it from because the link itself would include the code. If you are forwarding just the meeting from your Zoom app over to Ecam, maybe you need the code. So we'll ask Charles here in a bit because he's constantly saved that and has that setting saved. So we'll ask you in a bit, Charles, on how to add the Zoom call in the Zoom inside of Ecam without having to put in the code. All right, then next is not Reggie yet. It is Maestro. Welcome back, Maestro.
Thanks for having me.
And if you want information like sharing learnings, I always ask on the RØDECaster user meetup. If you have any learnings regarding RØDECaster, share that with everybody. And he shared that on the RØDECaster user meetup. So I'll put the link of that particular show, that 1 hour show on specifically on RØDECaster users. Watch out for the link at the end of this video. And we also have Reggie. Also, welcome back, Reggie.
Hello.
Reggie learned how to save his settings now, so he can mess with his RØDECaster settings more, processing more.
Wait, just to clarify, I knew how to save it. I just never changed anything. So I never changed anything other than switching between podcast studio and broadcast. So now that I have other settings worth
presets,
saving,
your own custom presets. And George, hello, George. Welcome back. George has a new microphone today. We did barely get to hear him on the last show.
Yeah, I like it better than the pod mic.
There you go. You sound different. He has the Procaster that we talked about last week. So
I'm using the preset in the Duo, so I haven't done anything more than that. So.
Cool. Then we also have Derek. Derek's able to join us on the second hour also.
Yeah, a little bit more planning this time because this is normally my bedtime.
Are you East Coast?
I'm Central, but I'm
Central.
old.
Okay. So see, yeah, you can feel me too. I'm Central Time too, and I think Charles Shen Central too.
Yeah,
I am too. Yeah,
you are
old,
too.
So.
Okay, East Coast people, raise your hand.
I'm one of the ones that suffers.
Okay, East Coast. I think George is East Coast also. Reggie, are you East Coast or are you West Coast or Central?
Central.
Okay, yeah, you said you're Central. Okay. Maestro, you East Coast, California time? Where West Coast? Where? Where's the time zone? East. Oh, okay. All right. No mountain zone? Nope.
That's not a real time zone.
I discovered this weekend that there are 3 counties in Kansas, western Kansas, that is observing mountain time. There's like a little notch in Kansas. Who knew? Anyway, David also here. David says the Lord's time zone, East Coast, Eastern time. All right. Okay. So let's tackle that question. When you, I guess, the main thing is, Glenn wants to know if you want to join the call, how do you join it on Ecam without having to put in the passcode?
So all you have to do is take the link from the email invite that you receive, copy the entire link, and post that in when you are. I can't do it now because I'm in the meeting.
Because we're in the call. Join with link or something. Join meeting with
join
link.
with link or URL or something like that. It's the second option. So you have new meeting, and then you have join with ID or URL. You just paste that URL in, hit enter, and that's it.
The trick is get your email, the link from the email, not forwarding or copy the link.
Right. And here's the other thing, if you're, which, I'm sure we're all, hoping you are regularly attending this Zoom call each week. If you take that link and just add it to your calendar, this is what I've done. I've added it to my calendar as an event, and I just pasted that in as a Zoom link in my calendar, and that way I just have it every week. So if I'm joining straight from Zoom, I can just click join on my calendar. It just opens it up and fires it off. But
wait, does it fire up? Does it fire up in Ecam?
No, it'll fire up the native application because that's what my.
Because you're using the native app right now. You're just typing.
No, I'm using Ecam.
Oh, okay.
I'm using Ecam tonight. Normally, I use the dedicated Zoom app. I don't use Ecam.
So my question then is, if he wants to do that, because that's what he was doing, and we were getting slapped back, and I think because he should be sending the sound, the input on the Zoom native app should be the Ecam virtual,
the same as the output. Well, it needs to be so if he's using the dedicated Zoom application, he just needs to set his input and output to the same, making sure that he has mix minus turned on, whichever that is. So if he's using the stereo channel, I'm not going to dog you like John about not using chat. So it's coming though, Glenn. Just be warned, okay? You're going to get a whole lecture on it. Okay. Calm down just for a second, John. Okay. So if he's using stereo, he needs to make sure that his input and output is the same and that he has mix minus turned on
your RØDECaster.
On the RØDECaster for that particular channel, which would be RØDECaster main stereo, or main, however, I still get some of the
secondary
terminology from, or secondary. Yeah, you could do secondary, or your chat channel, which automatically has mix minus enabled. As John pointed out, it does say chat, so it accounts for that and automatically turns it on.
It saves one more step of your brain needing to process. Oh, chat is actually for music.
Well, and here's the other thing. So this is something I noticed today. Actually, I noticed this yesterday because since I've gotten my prompter, I've been trying to use Ecam more, the built-in Zoom feature, which I'm on Zoom all day, every day. And one thing that I did not realize, I wasn't using my RØDECaster. I was actually using my Bluetooth headset, because these are just educational things that I'm speaking at. And I did not realize that I needed to change a setting because I kept coming into the Zoom meetings with original sound for musicians on, which is fine when I'm using my RØDECaster. However, when I'm using my Bluetooth headset, that is a big no-no. I didn't need that, and I got so frustrated with it yesterday. I'm like, why is it doing this? I have to keep turning it off, and it's a setting in your Ecam under Zoom.
Yes.
So if you go to the Zoom screen, let me see if I should be able to show you this. Let me just go into.
Oh, we have to do
demo mode.
Demo mode, yeah. Okay, all right.
Turn on.
There you go.
There we go. So you should be able to see it now. You can see my little preferences here.
Mm-hmm.
But under the Zoom window, there is a Zoom audio processing. And so I have to make sure I need to switch this to I haven't done it tonight because I want original sound on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But after tonight's show, I will turn this to where I have to manually turn on original sound for musicians, which is what I'm used to with the native app. So that's just one thing to keep in mind if you're, doing multi-purpose like I do. Sometimes you're using RØDECaster or, any kind of input device versus Bluetooth. If you're using Bluetooth, you definitely want this enabled because you're not going to want original sound for musician. And if you're not sure how your audio, if you're not sure how your audio setup is going to sound, if you're coming in for Soundcheck to get things worked on, you may want to go ahead and enable this before you come in. That way you come in with your original sound for musicians off as default if you're using Zoom with an Ecam. So that's just, and then, just make sure on your Zoom settings. So if you are using Ecam, you're using the Zoom within Ecam, okay? You just want to make sure that you go down to your audio where your mic is, just like in your normal Zoom window. You've got the leave and the chat and react and audio and video. You want to click that little caret and make sure that you have it select the speaker selected to the right. Don't worry about the microphone because that you will actually set in your sound levels panel in Ecam. You'll make sure that that is the same as what your output speaker is in the Zoom window. So yeah,
We need to talk about that because it's complicated, and
it is. It's a lot of little steps.
And we need to. I talk about this a lot. We really need to do like a month of Ecam users using RØDECaster come together because I'm not going to get into it, but Glenn, hang in there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's more flexible.
Through Zoom. So I need to totally exit and then try coming in again, right? Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So you would just, so what you can do is in the email.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have an email with a full
I've
link.
already copied the link. I'm
Okay,
ready
so
You need to end this call and then join the call from inside Ecam.
Got to get out and come in again. So I just to let you know, John, when you're looking for me, it'll be a legitimate question next time. Did Glenn come back? You can okay. All right. All right. I will try to return through.
Through Zoom, up through Ecam.
Yep.
All right.
And that's the thing, you look at some Zoom links and some people, may see a really long Zoom link and, we think about like tracking URLs for like Amazon links and things like that. You're like, what is this? I don't want all this extra stuff on my Zoom link. Well, oftentimes, and in this case with John's calls, he does have a password associated with the meeting, and that's just to keep the security of it, make sure we don't have any Zoom bombers or anything like that. And so that extra long URL, it actually contains the password. And that's why it doesn't ask you for a password. It's all contained in that URL string. So that's why you need to make sure when you're copying and pasting, you're actually copying and pasting the entire link, even though it looks massively long. There is a reason for it.
And this only pertains to people who want to join the Zoom call inside of
through
Ecam.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
John IT is going to join. So hopefully he'll join us shortly. He says so here.
Through Ecam?
I'm going to hop. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he, I don't think he does. I think typically.
We're only accepting Ecam participants at this moment.
Hey, speaking of, I want to say hi to Michael not for the very last on Clubhouse at least. Michael on Clubhouse.
Michael.
Hello, Michael. This is not Michael Sterling. This is Michael Fox, the pizza Michael.
Yes,
Pizza.
that's right.
Pizza
The one who
Michael.
likes pizza. Yes, I'm glad to be here for the last show. I just want to say,
Hey.
I'm sad. End of an era, but
That's okay. You know where to find us.
Yes, you're not going away. You're just.
I'm not going
from
away.
here.
Yes,
I used to go to Michael's rooms on Clubhouse when they were talking all pizza. It was quite interesting.
You still do that, right? Mondays.
Yeah, we still do it. We're off for 2 weeks, but
Mm.
Mondays, 9 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, we do the pizza industry convos chats, which are really like industry people, and then Tuesday we're on YouTube live at 9 o'clock Eastern for the pizza news of the week, pizza roundtable, and then we jump over to Clubhouse for an after show. So yeah, we're still here, but it's definitely slowed down a bit. Yeah, so we're still doing them though.
So you can kind of understand my decision.
Yeah, no, I took, and that's kind of why I was like, oh, I'm not surprised, and I'm guilty because I haven't really been coming here, but I know how hard it is because a lot of people have long left this app and nobody new is coming on here, it seems. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know, or maybe they're just not coming to our rooms. So we get people when we invite them on. It's more like a destination, and it's funny. I always say like Clubhouse is sort of like Zoom without the audio, without the video, and but you're actually doing it full on, so good for you.
That's right. No, I remember when I first started, we kind of like had that same path. Like you guys were thinking about doing that, and I was just starting. Like very early on when we first started, I was still using like a beta version of Ecam because it has the Zoom integration, and we were talking about how to do it, how to use what can we link the two spaces together. So it's just mostly for me, it's the effort. There's not a lot of effort, but it's also taking away my focus, my attention to make sure that people who registered are getting their approval. Checking, watching the chat on Amazon, on YouTube. This is the reason why I forgot Aaron's name. This is the reason why if there's not a lot of people participating, I'm just gonna remove myself from being in there so that I can channel my focus, hopefully back into full attention to places that I'm able to communicate with you all. So speaking of, I'm going to drop the link one more time. If you're watching this and if you want to, I have a lot more participation on RØDECaster user meetup. I think and I can see from my stats, right? People are searching for RØDECasters a lot more. Soundcheck is not as much. And that's why, we're able to use almost this time as like a workshop time where we actually come in and do actual sound check, which is cool, or just talk more broadly about production. I like to take sound check soon. Hopefully, I keep talking about it to talk about Ecam usage with the RØDECaster, particularly because there are a lot of RØDECaster users out there, and the very basic ones are sometimes not enough. And I know Daniel showed this before on how to use a RØDECaster in the safest way, but me being me, I don't want the safest way. I was like, what can I do? Which buttons can I press to change so that I can do this, that, and everything else? So I'm going to do that soon. One of these days, I'm going to do that. Okay, so what should we talk about? Soundcheck with that we carried forward. We want to talk about the Procaster from George. We wanted to test Reggie's
virtual channels.
sound? Oh, virtual channels.
Question, I believe.
Okay, the virtual channels on how do you use it, and do you use it? Who uses virtual channels here? Okay, Derek does.
I tried to, but it kept screwing up my
I do.
Macs. So.
Aaron and Maestro. Okay. And Reggie trying to also. So yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
But I stopped.
And Derek, are you on a Mac or a Windows machine? PC.
I'm Mac, and I also use it in conjunction with Loopback, which was virtual channels before Rode introduced virtual channels.
That's right.
So,
but you still need that.
The two of them together.
Yes.
To make it work a little bit better.
I was hoping, frankly, I was really hoping that Rode would come up, which I thought they tried to come up with their own, like on my laptop when during the beta testing, there is this Rode something application that you install. I think I talked about it.
I remember us
talking
Charles. About that. Yeah. Yep.
It's still on my Mac, and it allows you to essentially do what we are needing to do. Not as flexible, so you can't tell which app to choose, but it shows at least shows up those virtual channels output showing up on your Mac. But with Loopback, you can specify whichever app. Loopback is just like very flexible. You can specify specifically which app or multiple apps that you want to mix the sound into and then send to a specific location. So it's a lot more flexible that way. We'll definitely talk about
yeah,
that.
and when we get to that, while we've been talking, I did an OBS application share so I can show Loopback and show
cool.
how it works.
Yeah, perfect.
To help illustrate that.
Cool. Let's see. Did John IT join us? Did he pop in yet? No, not yet. Okay. So hopefully I'm not like I'm making sure that I'm checking to see I don't need to approve anybody.
Well, John, it looks like Glenn is back. So
Glenn is back.
Into the
Glenn is back.
Okay, thank you.
Back again.
Glenn is back. Oh, I hear Slapback again.
So is
now
the
you need to
Slapback.
change. We need to change a few other things.
All right, hang on. I was unsuccessful in coming through Zoom.
Okay.
I went through
But then change your if you're still in Zoom, change your input and output to USB chats. In the meantime, mute your mic and then mute your mic on RØDECaster while you change that.
That should do it.
Is it done? Is it done? Oh, not yet. Not yet.
Am I not okay?
You are not okay. I'm still hearing the slapback. Hey, look, Slapback brought Sean back. Look, Sean Savage is back. Should we do another session on routing virtual audio?
Hell no.
Okay, so Glenn, I'm gonna mute you until you come back and tell us that you have fixed your slapback issue. Which wait, let me mute guess. Okay,
Sell something real quick. It sounds like you should be making a commercial. You can buy a new car.
New car.
It sounds more like talking in a stadium, like you hear the actual thing, and then the sound system kicks in enough where you're in a large stadium.
Anyway, Slapback is this whole era of producing things or doing meetings since the pandemic. That is the only thing that is still haunting us until today, because it's not something that's easily understandable. Raise your hand when you got your input and output changed to chat. Glenn, Glenn, can you hear us? Okay, he's nodding. Have you changed it? Or are you still messing with it? Not yet. Okay, all right. Just go to your audio setting and change your input and output to USB chat.
We can't hear you, Glenn.
Yeah, we can't hear you because if we hear Slapback, so I muted your mic. But you can unmute yourself if you fixed it. Because it's.
Do you hear it now?
Testing.
1, 2, 3.
We still hear the Slapback. That's what you're asking. Yeah, we still hear the Slapback. Did you change it to chat, USB chat on both?
I'm set up for RØDECaster main stereo. Yeah. So I do this like every week. And
okay,
it's kind of like
Glenn
from last week.
Okay, so
all right, mute yourself, please.
In your Zoom, okay, I want you to click the little caret next to the audio. And then you should see select a microphone, select a speaker. Are those both set to stereo?
But on his RØDECaster, he does not have that.
He doesn't have mix minus.
So that's why when you mix minus, check on your RØDECaster to see if your mix minus is turned on.
Well, and
this is for
And Glenn, if you want, we can try something else real quick before you go messing through your RØDECaster. We can do what John suggested.
Just use chats.
Yep.
And you're still muted.
You're still muted. We can't hear you.
You're muted on Zoom. And which is why I recommend strongly that you use chat for chat to avoid this confusion.
Okay, how about now?
Check. Okay, now it's fixed. What did you do?
I put it on chat.
Okay. Oh my goodness! I love it.
Glenn, we love you.
Anyway, so and I'll explain to you. There's the settings, and again, I don't want to get into it because we have other things to get into. But we'll come back to this. And why, if you are on Zoom calls and if you're using a RØDECaster, if you haven't changed anything, you should use chat as your input and output to avoid slapback.
And John, I put if you want a screenshot to mine, I have my RØDECaster up, just showing it. That's what the yellow warning is saying, that it'll create echo. So if you go to chat, it just adds mix minus, so it takes that away. So that's, you can go on.
Yeah, you could do the same thing, go into your main and turn mix minus on.
That's going to be the same, but then that could create other issues.
This is a completely sidebar, Derek. Are you using a phone right now?
No, it's a different webcam, but that one might be different resolution.
The focus is on when your finger's there. When you're touching it, I can see it focus, and then it goes out.
It's a point tilt zoom OpsBot. So
and then I thought it's your Mac doing the portrait did you check your Mac to see if that particular camera has any portrait mode turned on?
I'm looking at the focus settings because I do YouTube recordings with these as well, where I'm needing to do up close. So this one is my normally up close.
It's not in focus, but when your finger was there and it shows up and then it goes out again. But anyway, that's sidebar. Your finger's in focus, but the text is not.
Yeah, who knows?
We'll come back anyway. We'll come back to that. And so now, slapback is out of the way.
But I will now that I can talk. I want to let you know I tried to do the link, and the link didn't work. But I saw that we had the passcode and the meeting code or the meeting ID, so I put those in separately. And when I put the passcode in, it asked me to register. So I tried registering again, and I did the whole thing, and it keeps asking me to register. So I can't seem to use the meeting ID and the passcode.
Yeah, we'll come back to that because I've done it multiple times, so I know it's doable, and I think we just need to walk through that with you, and hopefully. Oh wow, look at that! What am I doing? What is this? Oh, I guess now this is my downshot camera anyway. So I just got like all these people. I didn't realize you can do like almost like picture in picture with by holding down shift. Anyway, Ray, just so you know, this is our last week here in Clubhouse. I know Ray is the one that's our most regular participants on Clubhouse. This will be our last week on Clubhouse, and then we will do everything on YouTube and Zoom now going forward. Wayne says go to manual focus. I guess that's for Derek, assuming.
I was actually doing that, and there's the manual focus version, so it should be good now. If we have to go back over to, it's still
out of focus.
I think that's a little bit of zoom because on my screen it's focused. So I think that's just some compression.
Can you go to your face?
OBS and everything.
I think he has the blur on because I noticed when his finger.
Yeah, when his finger is
it's blurry around the finger. So
exactly. Check. It's not the focus. Check because what it looks like it looks as if you have your portrait mode on your camera on your computer turned on. So if you go to your Mac, check to see if that camera has your portrait mode turned on. see if that solves that. There, yeah, that's done. It's clear.
That was in Zoom. I had portrait mode was enabled by default in Zoom.
Okay. So there you go. Now it's clear. Now we can see it. Now we can see both your micro SD card and your hard drive. This is so clear now. Okay, got it. Okay, what do we want to talk about first? Microphone, the RØDECaster, or do you want to talk about the virtual channels on the RØDECaster? Any preference? Okay, let's do virtual channels, because we've been talking about that for a while. All right, virtual channels. What that allows you to do is having multiple virtual outputs from your computer, and therefore on your RØDECaster you have multiple virtual inputs that you can take from your computer. So any inputs has to have an output, right? The source would be your computer, and then the reason why on your Mac, and if you go to output multi-track and then go into the USB 1 input, reason why it's called input is because here input, and of course you have the standard and expanded. If you want to have the virtual channels, you need to turn on USB 1 input expanded. Once you have that turned on, then your RØDECaster is ready to take those inputs from your computer via USB 1, which means you can only use the USB 1 connection, not the USB 2 connection, just the USB 1 connection to see those virtual outputs. And before we start showing how you do it, let's talk about how you use it. Then people at least can get an idea of why you want to do it. Because I remember when I first turned it on, I was so confused. I don't like, what am I turning on? Why is it called sometimes output, sometimes input? It's input for the RØDECaster, but the input has to have an audio source. Where is that source coming from? It's from the computer, and therefore the computer would have virtual outputs from the computer to send to your RØDECaster. So Derek, how do you use it?
I have, since I'm using Loopback with it, I do a channel for my browsers. So when I have background music for my live streams, I can have that through browsers and then have that on a fader. So I have that it's routed to music in Loopback, and then music is routed to fader 6 on the RØDECaster. So I can control music through there. I have Zoom, FaceTime, and Discord currently just routed to chat, because I've been playing around with what I want to have on what faders, and then everything else is set. So that way I can control when doing a live stream, I can reach over and affect browser volume, background music volume, or anything like that without having to touch a mouse. Because normally I'm dealing with an overhead camera screen sharing. So the less I have to do with the computer, the better. Between my Stream Deck and the RØDECaster, that lets me do everything I need to.
So the virtual output that we're talking about is really on your browser. That's the one because the others, the output is already there. The chat output is already there without activating the virtual output. It's really the browser that you use. Which one do you set it to? Music. So
I have it set to music because I use it for background music. So that way it, has the music notes on the...
So let's talk about the 4 virtual outputs that you can, or virtual inputs on your RØDECaster. You can have music, game, virtual A and virtual B. Let me go to one of the channels so that I can show this to you. So let's say there you go.
You need it.
All right, go ahead.
Well, just showing the bottom line of this line here is the, those 4 icons, the A, B, game, and music. The ones you can program to whichever.
Typically, if you don't have the virtual input turned on, the expanded input turned on USB 1, you will only see your USB 1, your USB 1 chat, and the game, the music, A and B is not there until you activate it. and I guess I'll show where you activate it typically in your settings in where is it? Where was it going to show? In your output for multi-track feature. So if you have expand, oh wait, you're not looking at it. If the expanded turned on, the standard, make sure you have expanded turned on so that will show up on your device to take that input. And so what about, I know Maestro use it. How do your use case? Not necessarily even how you route it. What is your use case? How do you find yourself using? For Derek would be, he wants to have a fader to control just your music that comes in from his browser. How do you use yours?
For me, I would say kind of like Derek, grouping browser, put my browsers together, my music, whether it's Apple Music or Spotify. And then any other
then you can control it
like,
yourself. You don't have to use like the browser to control the volume.
Right.
If you're playing it from, say, if you're playing a sound source from YouTube, you don't have to control the volume through the interface on YouTube. You can just use your RØDECaster's fader to control it.
Yeah, definitely helps when you just want to have that fader, physical fader.
And mute it if you want to, real quick. And processing too, right? You can do processing.
Yeah, you can do processing on it. And then also, like when I'm starting a live stream, I'll have the music louder so I can fade it down to an acceptable level.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm taking a break or something, I can throw it up so it's not dead air.
Yeah.
And then, it just gives you a little bit more flexibility without having to go
Quicker.
find the tab in the browser. And
app switching.
Yeah. Which tab, which scroll bar, if you're using Pandora or Endemic Sound or whatever, finding the right volume control within that tab to go to your computer. I mean, it simplifies it.
Okay. And what about Reggie?
Okay, John, when you get a minute, John, can I speak?
Yes.
When you get a minute.
Yes.
All right,
Reggie.
thank you.
Reggie, what do you think? How you think you want to use it?
Actually, I don't need it. It's just when.
Do you want to mess with it? It's there. You want to play with it?
I think it came out right after I got my RØDECaster, and I was just like, oh well, I guess this is the thing that I need to have. But when I did try and use it, it seemed to cause audio stuttering on two of my different Macs. So I just stopped messing with it.
Okay, so anybody else have any use case? I know Aaron said that he's maybe using it.
Yeah, I haven't used it for a while because, when my classes were online, I used to use it so I could hear different music than I was.
Oh, that's virtual.
playing.
That's mixing. That's the
okay.
so not this
why
one.
The maybe.
Not
so,
this.
yeah.
That's the submix that you're using submix. I think this one is for people who want to use a computer output source. So, good example would be like Apple Music, for instance, browsers, Derek said, and or sometimes you have a gameplay on the computer and you want to be able to manually using physical or virtual too, but the whole reason why you want to send the control out onto your RØDECaster is because you can actually use the actual fader to control the sound. Those outputs on your computer can now be mapped to your fader, physical fader or virtual, and then control the sound from your app on the computer. Like what, Derek, do you mind showing the browser again on your end and see how he mapped this on Loopback and why we need Loopback? At least that's the simplest solution for me, is to use Loopback to route it. So talk us through your browser. So you create a virtual device.
Yeah, I have two browsers. I use Chrome and Safari. I'm a primary Safari guy, just because it's easier I'm in the full Mac ecosystem. So you can see there's audio coming through there because I actually have the YouTube video up but muted, so I can see the live chat on YouTube. So that's why you see the faders are actually showing output, but because my fader is all the way down on my RØDECaster, it's not coming in, and I'm using chat on the Zoom setting. So both browsers routed to a left and right output and then to the music channel. So if you wanted to add another output, you gotta try. I'm trying to watch this on my prompter, but it's on a different screen where I'm doing it. You can choose whatever other output you would want to do. So if you wanted it to go to the music and say virtual A, you create another branch. So then that on your RØDECaster, so you could split it and have it on 2 faders if you had a use case for that, or do an individual browser for each fader, or, for a lot of streamers, if they're doing gaming, they might have their main gameplay, or if they're doing it through 2, using both USB-C inputs to have dual computer, you don't want your system sounds, bleeping in when you're streaming or something like that.
Yeah.
So it just adds the flexibility to only send out what you truly want in terms of audio. And then even with these, you can disable it there. You can disable it here. So that way you don't have to always have it on. And when I did that,
it canceled.
I could hear it. I could hear it coming through my
we heard it too.
on
Well,
the Mac.
I heard it
So,
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Reggie, you were low. Your audio was low earlier. I'm gonna switch to my setup. It's very similar to what Derek has. I just happen to, I don't know when I'm gonna use them, but one that I do use is the music, RØDECaster music. I just name it. So you can create any virtual device. When you click on Loopback, you can create and name anything you want. So like testing virtual device. So you can name it anything you want. I just happen to name mine RØDECaster music because that's how it's going to show up on my RØDECaster device when I get to select it. So if I go to my music channel, which is this one right here, it's not on virtual because I anticipate people might be using the Call Me feature, so I switched that over. So if what I typically do is I go to my fader and I'll swap those. If I know I'm going to need to use my music for one of my shows or whatever that I need to control my music. And on my computer, I have my output of music, because the reason why we need to use Loopback is because Mac does not let you, like PC, you can choose any amp to send out to any output devices, not on the Mac. And therefore you need Loopback to do it. We don't have to debate about the principle of why Apple won't let you do it, but because it does not, we need to find a solution. So Loopback allows you to do that. It tells you it asks you what source you want to include in this virtual device, and we would select that, and then I would then map the output to these output channels. So on the RØDECaster, you can, maybe I can remove this. Let me remove that. I'll do that live here. Okay, so if I want that, I can click on this source and then choose RØDECaster. Where did it go? Oh yeah, RØDECaster Pro main, and it will give me all the available inputs that I can send the sound to. Obviously, I don't want to send it to 1 and 2 because that's the same as your USB main mix. So I delete that. Now I forgot what channel I should, but this intentionally. I don't know which channel is supposed to go to music. If you want that resource, it's on the website. You can go to the website. I put it there for myself because I need to constantly reference it. If you go to learner2learner.com, go to resources, and then go to RØDECaster channels. In here, you will see RØDECaster Pro 2, and underneath here is expanded USB 1 inputs. computer output source. I want to set it to music. So music left and right is channel 5 and 6. It's not named on the device on your Mac, so it won't tell you what it is, but we know it's 5 and 6 from the chart that we just saw. Then you would grab the left channel, go to 5, right channel, go to 6. Did I say it was 5 and 6? Yes. Thank you. And now when I play Apple Music, it will show up not only in maybe I should do it, but I don't want to get any copyright strike. So oh, John IT is here. I will play something. I'll play it off screen, something, and then but I'm gonna mute my music channel. Okay, I'm gonna mute my music channel on here. I know the music channel is coming into here, so I'm going to mute it so it doesn't go out. But you can see it visually with the signal. So, ooh, it did a little glitch. Did y'all hear that glitch? A little bzz.
Yeah, that popped.
I did.
So, but it did come through. Now on here, you can see the sound is coming through and it's sending it to 5 and 6. Did it come through here? Oh, yeah, it was really loud. So you heard that little blip there. It's the sound is coming through here now that I can control. Maybe I should play something a little bit more gentle. It does sound like very aggressive music. Let me say, this is what I usually play when I'm in the car, Atmospheres, which is very gentle. So now you can see my music sound is now piping through this virtual channel, and it is going through, sent to the output of channel 5 and 6, which is on my RØDECasters 5 and 6 is assigned to the music channel. So if I go here, settings, I chose mute. Oh wait, let me go. This is a better camera. I chose music as my source. So if I chose A, then it's virtual A. I chose game, it will be virtual game. Oh, so now it's unmuted itself again. So I gotta lower the volume or mute it so there's not don't get flagged. So, and on my virtual channels, I set them all up, even though I don't have a use for it just yet. I have virtual A set up. Accidentally changed the volume. So I have virtual A set up, mapped to the right channel. Virtual B set up, mapped to the right channel. What is the game one? Oh yeah, game one I do use. The game one, I use it for my system sound, like not system sound, but my theme songs. Everything comes through there because my theme song is on Elgato Stream Deck. And then if I want to cue something on QuickTime, the reason why I split those up is so that I can cue something. Sometimes some audio comes in for one of the shows that I do. Some audio files come in through QuickTime, and I need to queue up the QuickTime file while I play something on music. So when I play something on music, I'm able to solo my RØDECaster so that I can use. So if I want to queue up my virtual channel, my game channel, which is this one, I can solo it, listen to what I have queued, and then pause it, park it there, and then unsolo it so that I can hear the feed that's going out to the main mix, and then swap it back immediately. Let's say if the music is finished playing, I will then start playing the QuickTime file, and it will all fade in together at the same time. So that's my use case. I know it's if you don't have the need of using that, you don't need to, but the capability is there, and know that it's capable of doing that if you want to do it. John, welcome back to John IT.
Hello.
Let me add you.
Been a long time. Hello.
There you go. Welcome
How's
back,
everyone?
John IT.
Look what the cat dragged in. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way,
Been a
I
long
saw
time.
I saw Sean saying that he was unable to join earlier in the chat, and I saw him re-register. I'm not sure why. He said, "I'll come back eventually when John sent me the Zoom link." It's there already. So if you're still watching, make sure you are checking your spam also. Very quickly, I'm bouncing back to Clubhouse to chat with Ray Ray. Hello, Ray Ray. Since
Hey
it's going to be
John,
the very last time.
happy Tuesday. I
Happy
know. Why
Tuesday.
did you decide? You just decide because of the new policies they're making, or you just feel
No,
that it's better?
no, not the new policy. It's mainly because of my brain resource.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing this for a while, a year now on Clubhouse, and the attendance is just not huge, and so there's a lot of workarounds I have to do to get that to work, and I finally get to a point where it's not quite worth the effort for me at this point. Doesn't mean that I won't come back, but at this point, I feel
But
like
the
I need to pay
acoustic
to it.
sounds, the acoustics are the best on Clubhouse, so I don't really know how to rectify for YouTube. YouTube always has like glitches. I'm not sure about Zoom, but I think that the acoustics and the sound stuff on Clubhouse is always clear and it's precise. I think the other ones are a little too glitchy. I don't know if that's because they use AI, but it always
Yeah,
gets a
I mean
little
it's been good so far. We've been able to talk audio for the past more than a year, and I don't think it's a big of enough of an issue. And of course, I have to weigh how many people are on Clubhouse and how much attention it's grabbing me. Because I have to run a separate thing. I actually have two devices running Clubhouse. But regardless, this will be the last week that we're doing Soundcheck on Clubhouse regularly. And maybe I'll pop in occasionally, but regularly you should check us out on YouTube. Oh, I didn't even put the YouTube
Oh,
link.
you got a sad face from Michael. He's crying a little bit. It's kind of
Yeah,
funny. I
it's
forgot
fine.
how I forgot how those
I'm already
reactions even look.
I'm already subscribed to you on YouTube. Actually, I'm looking at you right now, but I'm doing the sound on my phone. So, because it echoes if
There
I
you go.
do it both ways. So,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. If you are watching YouTube and you are on Clubhouse, you would want to mute the YouTube audio.
So,
But
but I have to go to your website, join it through Zoom, and then get on
if you just want to watch,
YouTube.
YouTube is fine. But if you want to participate, like I can see that Cindy Liu is now also in Zoom. So
Mm-hmm.
you can join, register, and then once you register, you can use the same link. And of course, when you register, I have your email. So if I've changed the recurring meeting, I will send those notice to you all. So you'll know when to re-register again. But so far, if you've registered, it should be all good. Charles?
All right, no problem. But thank you so much.
Sure.
Maybe I wasn't going to come on, but I was like, let me see what these guys are doing tonight.
And
you guys are always up to some technical stuff and buying
we're always
something.
that is so true. That summed it up so perfectly. Marco is also on Clubhouse as I be alive. I believe maybe you also can create virtual sound devices on the sound config on your Mac. Is that effective as Loopback? Yeah, and maybe you could on the DV. What? No, the MIDI audio MIDI. Do you know how to do that? Audio MIDI setup? It's too complicated for my brain.
It's not.
Can you create? Can you do exactly
you can
what
create
Loopback
devices?
You can create.
But can you
route
things?
No.
Okay, so you can create virtual devices, but you just can't do the mixing of I want app A and app B to go into this particular.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So there is still a legitimate reason why Loopback can do more, and I wish Rode would have maybe just resources, or is it maybe a software limitation? You guys can tell me. Why do you think? Oh, I mean, not why do you think? I would love for maybe for Rode to come up with an actual, like if I don't have Loopback, for instance, they come up with an app that's running in the background like Loopback that allows you to choose which app you want to use to send to their hardware's virtual inputs.
Well, I think they kind of did that with the X platform, with that software. Now, of course, that first came out with Windows, and they came out with a Mac version, but that was a full virtual mixer. And I think you would have to kind of have that full virtual mixer from their standpoint. I can't see them making, because another part of this, one thing that you'll notice with their software is it's pretty darn simple. And they do that because intentionally, because it typically means less support is needed. The simpler it is, the less questions are going to be asked, less support questions come up. So I could see them doing like a virtual mixer to where you could do things like you do in Loopback. It would be a different interface, but maybe you could assign an application to a channel, and that would mimic into your RØDECaster.
That's what I like for it.
That would be a simple interface.
Yeah, because I don't need the mixing. The whole idea about having virtual inputs now on the RØDECaster is so that we actually can use our fader to mix physically, and so I just need what Rode to offer a solution. I mean, I would love to. I mean, I have Loopback, but not everybody's willing to spend $100 for Loopback to use the virtual. Of course, we're virtual out inputs on USB 1, but of course, we're also talking about a fraction of the market. You know, this is only for Mac users. If you are a Windows user, you have no issues with that. You can easily route that to whichever virtual inputs on your RØDECaster.
The market share and, like Charles was saying, the support cost of chasing
and
Mac
developing
updates.
the developer effort, you know, on Rode.
Loopback is kind of already the Mac standard for doing this. So if you're in
people
this
are already
bubble,
finding ways to
you
do
probably
it.
already own it, or if you've bought a RØDECaster and you're buying mics and arms and all the other stuff that goes with it, spending this one-time software license, it's like buying cables, really. I mean, you can try and reinvent the wheel, or just save the stress and time and buy the license once and then just move forward.
I think it makes business sense, like where you put your resources, because those people who want to use that already have Loopback, most of them, and they're like, why spend that effort on there? Maybe eventually.
Well, and you have to look at their past, history. I mean, the X program, they put a lot of hype behind it. It was a very focused niche market, and it still failed. Because there was already a lot in that space specifically geared to that niche that they were going after, which was the gaming industry. And it failed. And they've pulled it back now. They're no longer offering it or supporting it. So that may be the other side of it as well. It's like, well, maybe we tried to go outside of our box once before. It didn't go very well, so let's not do that again. Much to Derek's point.
The gaming industry runs on PC. Mac is not.
That's true.
John?
Also, I'm thinking about DSPs on the actual device. That will be something else that the device actually has to process, and it can slow things down. So it'll probably be on the other version, if that's a possibility, but the RØDECaster is already doing a whole lot of things. And what makes Loopback so successful is it uses your computer's processing power. So having that on a separate device is going to tax it a bit more.
Very true.
Yeah.
They just need to stick an M series chip in the RØDECaster, and we'll be all right.
I thought you said chicken. I was gonna play the meat song.
Oh God, please don't.
No, I'm not gonna. I couldn't find it. I think I replaced it. So let me go through some of the questions that came in. Okay, so how can I check my output mix? Reggie asked.
So
can you?
Yeah, so we were kind of going back and forth in the chat there.
You were clipping a little bit.
He was. I am.
Yeah. Well, at least you're super loud.
Well, I'm not clipping. I'm sitting here. I can see a little sliver of red every now and then. I don't know.
Definitely loud. No, I mean it's.
Am I Sean loud?
You are very
Sean
Sean
loud?
loud. You're more than Sean loud. You're at the edge of clipping.
Right, man. Listen,
I think your position of the mic is different, right? Is it different? I know what it is. I know what it is. You are looking straight into the camera, and your mic is like this. Typically, your mic is off to the side.
That's true.
So you might want to lower your fader for us.
There we go.
For us, yes.
Man, I thought I was hitting the pinnacle of sound because I was finally louder than Sean.
Sean can't even get
on. That's a feat all in itself. But no, going back to the chat, Reggie was asking. We were kind of talking about where he was low.
Oh, okay. His audio was low,
but he was really loud in his headphones, and I was asking him, well, where's your headphone volume set to? It could just be that he has his headphones turned really up too high.
Yeah.
And that's why he hears it louder. It could not be his actual headphone mix. That's the problem. So I wanted to start, if you're any more than 50% on your headphone, it's probably too loud.
And also, before we get into the solution, I just want to reiterate that the expanded USB 1 inputs, the virtual channels that we were talking about, don't worry about it. We will talk about it again. I feel like I didn't do a good job explaining it. And so next time we can come back and we can talk more about it. I think when I wasn't like planning because I didn't see like all these faces who wanted to talk about virtual channels showed up. It's like, let's talk about it. We can talk about it. We can come and revisit and talk about it, just like how we talk about how do you turn on original sound for musicians on Zoom multiple times. We're going to talk about that because we go on live every single week. So every week we can repeat that same question. So if you still have questions unclear, let me know in the chat. We will revisit this whole discussion again. So now going back to the why are we hearing Reggie soft, but he's hearing himself loud? It could be because your mic input, and that's why setting your gain is very important, because remember we talk about the green zone, you want it to be to the right of the green zone. You want to visually see that on every single mic input, and then get your gain set, and then you want to rely more visually on your RØDECaster's signal. As you can see here, when I speak, I hover around. Wait, let me stop my music. I think my music is still playing. Yes. Okay.
John, I have one more question when you can. I just have one more question.
Okay. So see, when Ray was talking, you can see her coming in on USB 2, which I think David also asked, what output are you using for Clubhouse? I'm actually using my USB 2 that is connected to my iPhone. And because my iPhone has a USB port, it allows me to connect it directly into it without the issue of what Reggie was talking about. It's going to switch the audio to your built-in speaker and microphone. So if you have USB-C iPhones, you can connect it directly to your USB 2, and that's how it comes in. Now, everybody has a level. So somebody on Zoom can speak. Let's see how loud you are.
Check 1, check 2.
Do you see how loud it is?
Check 2, check 1, check 2.
I mean, obviously...
You're like 0.
Yeah.
dB. You're like really loud.
So...
Well, and I just turned, my level down to 58.
Well, just turn your fader. Just bring your fader down.
Now I'm at 55.
Well, you're turning your gain?
I'm turning my gain down.
Okay. You can just turn your fader, then it doesn't change anything. Just for us, for right now. If you can leave your...
Yeah, but
and then
you're saying you're
like
loud,
doing a sound check,
then...
as if you're doing a sound check right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just...
I mean,
now I'm at
you and I are about the same, but you come across through... maybe it's Ecam? No. His Ecam's still going through Zoom. So, but you are louder.
It has to be the settings in the RØDECaster.
And somebody said something about John IT also is a little soft. Wait, he's usually a little soft-spoken too, unless it's very animated about things.
I think that's more of his tone.
And okay, somebody else talk. Let's hear Derek speak.
George speaking.
I was
George
gonna say,
speaking.
Charles, I think your mic positioning is different than last week because you're closer. And I've found that too with working with a prompter. You're naturally, because
You're leaning into your
I
screen.
would be back
Oh,
like this a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
You lean in and then you're right on it.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear the plosives more
How
and
you doing?
whatnot. You know, it's,
I've got a question about
Yes, Reggie.
the
I see you.
output setting
Okay.
for like the USB, the USB main, USB chat. Is there
That's your mix.
is there any reason to change that from the
Ask
defaults
Aaron.
to the 12 dB?
Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking about the 12 dB. Oh, so you're talking
About the gain
you're
on those
No,
channels?
no. When you go to like if you look at USB main
oh.
or USB chat, the output level.
I have it
It's-
set on 0 typically. I think that's common and most people
That's
do
what I
that
said
way.
mine too.
So
Really?
that is sound coming in from your computer. It has a natural padding of -12 on your default setting on your RØDECaster. I turn that to 0 because I find that to be the best, so that I can then control it. So it's not too soft. Because your fader only has so much headroom, and if you only have this much headroom, so there's nowhere else for you to go. So when USB sound, I always set it to unity, and I set it to 0. If it's too loud, I'll just bring it down.
Oh, okay.
But good question. I love this.
I'm gonna say for the record, you guys gave me a hard time the first time I came on here.
Yeah.
Charles and John.
You were too soft?
And a couple people that were here.
Well, did we-
I remember that.
And I remember, get closer, Maestro. No, you're not far. Get closer, Maestro. And So it's interesting that it all comes
Get
loop
closer,
back, circles
Maestro.
back, months later.
I
I'm
almost
just saying
said
for the
that
record.
today.
No, you.
And then
I remember.
I
I
forgot
almost
to ask.
said that
I'm-
today to Maestro. Get closer to your mic, Maestro. Just from that.
You can go back to the replays and watch those episodes. Reggie, go ahead, Reggie.
I forgot to ask. So, am I louder now? So I moved up the fader, and it's
Yeah, the fader or the gain?
the fader. It's about at unity a little
Okay,
bit.
it should always
over
be at
Unity.
Unity. Like typically, you want to leave your faders on Unity, which is this mark right here, that little slightly thicker mark. That's your Unity level. Typically, I set mine all there, and then I change it accordingly. So when Charles was talking, before he adjusted him, I would just ride the fader down. So he's coming in through USB chat. So I would, when somebody's speaking softer, I'll push it up, and then somebody's speaking louder, I'll bring it down. Obviously, you can also turn on compression. It will help you do some of that. It will then push down Charles' volume, loudness, and then if I have enough makeup gain in the gain, it will then bring up people who are a little softer. But go ahead and speak some more, Reggie. I want to check you on my and tell us
So then,
what is your input. What's your gain?
so-
Sorry.
it is at 46.
Okay, that sounds pretty
Now,
good. It's
also,
pretty loud.
I'm on my wireless mic too. So
Yeah, you're on your wireless mic. I think level's good. Maybe sounded like it's clipping, but it's not clipping, is it? On your fader, you also don't have any compression on, do you?
no. Oh, what? No.
Yeah, it sounded
Correction.
clipped there,
I
right?
did- I did
Do you guys
change-
agree?
Yeah,
It sounded
it
a little
clipped.
clipped, a little.
It clipped just now.
So meaning it's distorted. So probably you could maybe bring because I don't know whether the clipping happens because he's on his wireless mic. I'm not sure. There's so many factors, right? I feel like it's not his RØDECaster clipping him, so it's not the signal of his RØDECaster. It might be. Do you have different on your receiver on your wireless mic? Does it have any level for you to control the output?
Yes.
Yes. So that
hold
I
on.
think might be the culprit. It sounded to me, it doesn't sound like a 46
Okay.
It doesn't
especially.
sound like a.
Is that
Yeah.
It doesn't
Is
sound
that-
like a RØDECaster
That's better.
clipping.
Let's hear
that's
it.
better?
That's better.
Okay. Now, when you say that I clip, what do you mean?
What-
Is
so
it
it-
cutting off or?
It's it means the audio on the device is unable to handle how loud it is. So
Yeah, it hits the ceiling.
yeah, it hits a ceiling, and then so
It almost sounds like the noise gate, because of the server rack, is fighting against whatever you did, Reggie, on your transmitter. That helped your noise gates not popping in as much as it was.
yeah, it's
It's not as abrupt
I think
as the noise gate.
it was pumping up everything louder, like it's boosting everything.
Yeah.
So we are hearing your server sound louder too. So everything was just louder. It just sounded clipped. So what is your microphone so that we can kind of follow along? And what audio level does it have? Does it have a medium, like soft, medium, loud, or does it actually have a dial or what?
Yeah, it's got a 3, volume
So is it
settings.
usually like
a
leave
low,
it in the
medium,
mid?
and high.
Yeah, is it on mid or earlier when it was clipping, or was it
It's
on
on
high?
low right now. Let me
Oh,
change
okay.
it. I'll
So
change it
I
to
would
medium.
leave it at low. So then we
Leave
at
it at
least
low?
can rule out that it's not your receiver trying to boost the sound that comes in to you.
Okay.
So this sounds to me sounds pretty good. It's not clipping
Okay.
anymore.
And which mic
Okay.
is he
And
using
I'm gonna bug out
right now?
This-
Oh,
next
week.
George,
I'm on a
sorry, we didn't even get to
wireless-
talk about your ProCaster. Please
So
come
we'll
back.
do it next week. Yeah.
All right. Loud people get to talk more. And then I got to make sure I got to bring in George. Next week is for George.
See ya.
See ya. Thank you, George.
See you, George.
Because you also
See ya.
need to go to bed. Oh, now
So what mic is Reggie using?
I've got the Fifine M9.
Your wireless?
What?
Yeah,
What if
the
you go
wireless
closer?
The,
What if
the
you go a little
wireless
bit
one is
closer to
M9.
that mic?
Oh, it's already on his neck.
Oh, so that mic in the
Yes.
shot, that's
Yeah.
not...
No, he's not. He's using the
this
wireless.
is my AM8.
Switch over to your other mic, your other Fifine mic.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so now this is the AM8.
Yeah,
That sounds better. It's loud, but it sounds better.
yeah.
Whole lot
Okay.
better.
So
So-
that's also louder, because you probably push your fader up to Unity now,
Yeah, I did.
and earlier you did not, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if you want
So you
to
had it
leave
lower
your
before.
fader, like if you want to start from the beginning, you would want to have your fader at Unity first, and then you tweak the gain. It's as long as it's not clip, it's fine. So did you have any compressor on there? No compressor too, right?
Yeah, I went ahead and turned the I turned the podcast studio mode on,
Okay.
and then and then changed the noise gate. So
I mean,
the servers.
you are way louder, Sean. Now I would say, not horrible, but you
so
could. You
should I
could,
turn down my
do
my?
you have any makeup gain in compression? In your compressor, do you have any gain there in your compressor?
Let me look.
So we're talking about this here. So if he has a compression here, there's a gain or the makeup gain here. So I have 4. Just to get myself
Oh wait, the compressor is deactivated.
was deactivated. So then if it's good, you can just, for our show especially, if you just want to be on, if we feel like you're louder than most people, but I don't know, you guys.
So
Am
should
I-
I turn down my level, or should
Am
I turn
I?
down the fader?
Well, are you still hitting toward the right of the?
Let me see.
on
Yeah,
your-
I'm still touching the red. Yeah.
So lower a tiny bit. What is your number? 60?
Okay. I'm at
50.
50. I was at 61. It's at 58 right
And
now.
your position is also different. I think when you were testing it earlier, you were a little bit farther away from
Yeah,
the mic.
Okay.
So use the position that you would normally speak in. So you don't like set it here and then speak here.
Gotcha.
Get to the
Gotcha.
position that you would normally use your microphone. And then
Okay.
no, what is it now? 50?
So it's at 54 right
That's
now.
better. That's better. Now,
That sounds much better.
but everybody's listening, can you tell me his level compared to my level? Am I still too loud? I mean, am I too loud? Is he too loud? Or what's the...
You're
It's about
at
even,
about
but your voice is a higher pitch.
So I
So
cut
you're
through.
going to come through as a different sound
Yep.
than him with a lower register voice.
That's right.
It's a different sound
but
space. so it's
level
gonna-
wise is
the
still
level wise now that he whatever he's
about the
changed,
same, right?
it's about the same.
The level is fine. It's because your voice is shaped with like compressor and different things, so it sounds like it's cutting through more. So if you shape his voice with the compressor as well, because compressor isn't only squishing, it can push your vocals in front, and it can push some things behind. Because that's what I do with like musicians, like with vocals. Like the foreground singer, I'll put a different compressor, and the background singers, I'll put a different compressor, so his voice can come up in more in your face. So you can shape your voice with the compressor. So if you turn on the compressor in the RØDECaster and mess with the attack and release, and then do a little bit of the makeup gain, your voice will start to shape as well.
Okay. All right.
A little cheat code I've seen people do in the RØDECaster Facebook.
Now I want you to hear you louder. Know that Reggie's louder.
Am I louder now?
Get closer.
Sorry, I screwed it up for
We're gonna go through. This is gonna be part 2 of the first episode.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
But
Ruined everybody's fun.
Basically, a lot of people have been using AI, like ChatGPT or something like that, where they'll do their settings and then they'll record themselves, and then you can upload that now. And then
I did try that today. Actually, I did try that today, and I couldn't really tell a difference, but like I said, I don't.
You know what you should do? You should take the setting, save this setting, like what you have right now. You should save the setting for this mic, right? Name it for your Fifine. This mic, whatever, the 8M
wired,
the wired one, and then go and get the settings from ChatGPT and then compare the two for us. Then you can set a ChatGPT setting, and then we can next week when you come back, we can like listen to the suggestion. I think didn't Derek? No, it wasn't you that did that. It was some Ray, right? Is it Ray? Phil's friend, he only came on here. Clay did that, and he was pretty happy with it. So Clay, if you're watching, come back and demo for us a ChatGPT suggestion. So what they do is they record their sound without any processing and upload it to ChatGPT and say, can you suggest for my RØDECaster Pro 2 what I should set for the best sounding of, using this clip? And then supposedly you'll suggest, you guys try it next week, come back and give us a demo. I mean, obviously it's fun for us to hear it, and you can always have a good place to start and then tweak it the way you like it. So it doesn't hurt anything. Just remember to save your settings.
And sound is perceptive.
Yes, exactly. And also preference.
What sounds good to one person, yeah.
It is like
perceptive and preference.
No matter how much I want you to save your chat channel for your meetings, you can always use it for music. It's it's just how RØDECaster name it. They can always just do USB 1, 2, and 3, and then you wouldn't have me, telling you what to use. But I think they did it for a reason. For people who want simplicity, very quickly chat for chat app. All right, so. Okay, opening
Are you ready
back up.
for my question?
Okay, yes, sorry, Ray. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I know you forget me sometime, but it's okay.
I do, and
I'm
which is why I'm dropping
Yeah.
Clubhouse, because I
Okay.
feel like I neglect people on Clubhouse, the 1 or 2 that shows up. Go
Oh,
ahead,
it's
Ray.
okay. Don't worry about it. So I got 2 mics. I want to go live in New York City, and I want to interview people about, their confidence. So I'm building people up. I got somebody that he's like a stock man, and I wanted to talk to him, and build it up. But I'm making sure that I lay out my tripod safely, so I'm by security, because New York, everything is fast, and they'll push you over sometime, and you can't get your equipment back. So I figured I would do it outside the security door where I work at. So I got a mic. It was my birthday. Somebody brought me the mic that I wanted. So I got the Lark M2. I think it's Hollyland.
Hollyland. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
I love
don't
that
know
mic.
if that mic is better, or should I use the other mic that I plug in my camera, Samsung?
What's up to you? Try
Which
it.
one?
Try both. I think for convenience and I love the Lark M2. I think you might find it easier, and you will probably use it more because it's so easy to use. you can do, because it comes with 2 microphones. So one can be on you all the time. The other one, you can attach it to something, a stick, a spatula.
Oh, that's what they do. Yeah.
Or a proper, go ahead and show me again, Maestro, like a little adapter where you can pop your microphone onto something. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be just like a stick. Like, I love it when people use really unconventional stuff. It's distracting, but it's funny.
Oh, please. Then I might as well do a bow or something.
Yeah, you
like
can,
that. Put a mic
but
on a
something,
bow
something,
I might do
rigid,
something
rigid,
weird.
or you can just clip them. In fact, your Lark M2 comes with a necklace, and I think on the street, you just, let them wear it. They don't have to. You don't have to even like touch them. You hand over the microphone and have them put on the lanyard, and then they're wearing it like a necklace, and the microphone's right here. So
Okay,
I would say
maybe
try
I'll
that.
do that because I don't really want to. I need something fast and easy,
Yeah,
so
and
I can go.
it creates
I
a
think I'll
different
use it
sound.
like-
It's not the
Yeah.
same sound, but I think the convenience, I would ease, especially when it is on the street type thing. We don't need to sound like, up close with the microphone. It gets like a sit down thing, like all of us here sit down talking to all our microphones are looking the same because our setup is the same, right? If you're on the street, I think it's perfectly fine. I think the convenience of having you wear one.
I'm gonna use the new camera I got, so that's why I wanted.
You
to
keep
learn
getting
how
new
to set it
gears.
up. I
But-
didn't get a new camera. I didn't set it up. The Sony one
Oh,
I
okay.
still got. I didn't get a new gear. I
The
didn't get
phone is even so easy to use that particular microphone
better,
too.
right?
Yeah, I mean not better. It's so easy. If you want to use the, let me tell you this. From my principle is how much friction do you want to get rid of when you want to produce something, do something, especially consistently. I do everything. I'll just remove all additional friction. It could be just a little bit of like a little prick here, a little prick there. Before you know it, you're full of scars.
Yeah.
So then you
Okay,
don't want to do
so-
it. Do something that's easy.
So what I was,
Well-
I hear what you're saying. So I think it's probably I'm gonna use the baby speakers. I'm gonna use that, and because I did a test today, I finally found the right tripod that I can walk and talk with without collapsing. It took me a while, but I got one that's like you can extend it long arm's length, and you can still walk and talk, and it won't fold down on you. So I had to work on that. Now I have to work on the right lamp to put on the tripod. Yep, that's the one I got. Exactly.
This is
But how do you put a light on it? How do you put a lamp on it? That's the one I got, John.
I don't put
That's the one I
I don't
got.
put a lamp on it, but depending on which
If you're doing this outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a lamp for
And
my
it's-
complexion because I like my complexion to look fabulous. So I know you guys are not into airbrush and filters and stuff. I'm into lighting, light the right way, no shadows and stuff. I'm pretty much
have
like
Well,
this light.
The only, I mean, there's a lot of little lights. Elgato sells a mini light that you can do. You know, it's more. It's not so much about the light as it is, the holder. So whatever your mount is for
Right,
the
that's
phone
what
that
I'm saying. I
screws
have
into
a
your quarter.
Yeah, I have a holder already for my other tripod, but I wasn't. This tripod, the one that John has, is the new one I just got, but it doesn't have a place where you could just snap. It's like you snap it on the lamp. You can't snap it on that one. So it's another gadget I would have to buy from B&H to put it on this tripod. That's what I'm saying. That every tripod.
camera are you
should
using?
have a- I'm gonna use my phone. I'm gonna use
Okay.
It doesn't work, John. Get out of here. Look at him trying to
So it has a cold
bamboozle it.
shoe. It has a cold shoe on the tripod, on this particular tripod, if it's the same one. So you can then attach it to your tripod that way. You see? And then so just have the cold shoe. At least this particular light has a cold
And
shoe
put your
mount.
phone in it. Let me see how it looks with the phone in it.
Okay, let me grab my third phone. Hang on.
Gregory, are you recording vertical or landscape?
I'm probably gonna do. I would love to do vertical, but I haven't been able to work the tripod the right way yet.
This way? This way?
Yeah, see, the thing about it okay, I see it.
I even read your mind before you started saying.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you turn it. Okay, I couldn't figure that one out. Okay, I
Yeah,
got it.
'cause
I got it.
Okay, this is a Ulanzi, and I don't know, I think it could be the same model that David was talking about, Ulanzi quick release system, Ulanzi MT49. I can't remember which model it is, but this is good. I mean, I like it. It's easy to deploy. This is actually when I'm not using it. I got this one from Ecam. Glenn, do you still have yours, Glenn? Ecam.
Yeah. It's somewhere around here.
Ecam gave us that when we went to the camp, the creator camp. They gave us this lamp.
I figured you would know how to
little
put some
advice.
gadgets together.
John, go ahead.
I have a little advice because I'm in New York City as well, and I do like small little Instagram posts with my friend, like what's your mental health, and we're in Soho, which is like very busy. What we use for the camera is iPhone because I don't want to be bothered. It's simple to walk around with in my hand, and what we use for the video is, for the audio is the Rode Wireless Pro. One piece is connected, the receiver is connected to the iPhone, and then the same thing that Maestro has, we connect the transmitter onto that and we go back and forth to the person because we don't want to attach anything to any stranger, any random person in New York City.
Run away with your microphone.
Good point.
They can run away with your microphone.
Good point.
Or you forget. You do the interview and people just walk off.
Or number 3, they can be very hostile.
Yeah.
Because they already don't really want to stop. And if you got to stop and put something on them, it can deter them really quickly. So you want to go out in public with least equipment as possible and nothing too flashy, because if you're working by yourself, you can get robbed.
Well, and I'll say this. I mean,
that's why I chose to do my interviews by the security door, because I know the security where I work at. So I figured I know all the security guards, so just in case if something pops off, they can help me right away.
Definitely take that. John has a lot of experience doing that. Definitely take that also as something that as you go out and do those.
Yeah, John, I hope I can meet up with you. I'm not in Soho. I'm in Midtown.
Okay, yeah, I
Charles?
can be wherever. So
Charles?
Well, what I was going to say to John's point, and I'm glad John butted in to say that, because as you've explained your equipment each week of how you're trying to do your setup, the one thing that keeps coming to mind is I go to a lot of events, and with the events, it's probably oftentimes worse than New York, as far as it is shoulder to shoulder constantly, and you're packed into a tight room, and you have very little room to work. And everybody's constantly moving around in these spaces. Every major content creator is at these events. They all use the same exact setup. Exactly what John was saying. They keep it as simple as possible. If it is not absolutely, like, they don't do lights, they don't do anything. They don't even care if the video quality is a little bit less, because for one, it's impromptu video. So nobody's going to hold it to the same standard as, like, if you're sitting down in a studio. There's different levels of acceptance, I guess, of what good video quality is in those environments. Whether it's the streets of New York or in a busy, conference where it's just like the streets of New York. It's just if you can't put it down by your sides, you probably have too much. If you can't easily stuff it into a bag, you probably have too much. And again, the other complication with this is the more equipment that you have, guess what all equipment needs? Power. So you run into, okay, I've got a light, it's running. Is that charged? Is it going to die before my phone dies? Am I going to die before my phone dies? You're just introducing more and more variables. So the simpler you can make it, and you can do everything else in post. You know, if you want to throw up the shorts, hey, here's the quick clips. This is what you can see right now. You can always reproduce it in post, put on your final touches, make it look and sound the way that you want, and put out your finalized video or series. A lot of content creators do that. So I was just, John, a buddy of mine out in California, he was doing a bunch of content today, and he uses the Insta360. That's it. He uses the Insta360 and a Bluetooth mic. And it's because it's so stupid simple. He has it on a stick. It's got a built-in gimbal. He's like, this is all I need. 2 things.
And the thing about the audio is why we use the Rode Wireless Pro is that you can record to it as well. So it's a backup. So when you connect it to the phone, it's recording, it's baked in on the video. And in case that messes up somehow, you still have a backup of the audio in the recorder itself. So that's
unless you're only doing live for that moment and don't need to repurpose it.
Right.
Then you have to at least worry about that.
But then it's also good because I've had it happen. I record all my YouTube videos for the most part on my phone, and I've had my Audio Technica mess up, and I have the DJI Mic 2s that'll record local 32-bit float. That local recording has saved me because my main audio messed up, but I was still able to sync it in DaVinci from the local files on the transmitters. You know, it's a good safety fail-safe.
I had I don't do it for myself, but for work, I did have a whole interview that I did. Well, there's like a one pickup one at the end, and I recorded it, and I did not I forgot what it was like, but on the camera, I must have deleted my files or something, and I lost the audio. Oh yeah, I lost the entire interview with him on camera. I deleted it. I thought it was a bad file or something. I deleted it. You should never delete files anyway. So what I did was I did that in a hurry, but I finished the audio. I was like, I knew I have him say that line. I could not find the clip. And I thought, oh crap, I must have deleted it. And I did delete it. But then I thought, because it's like a lot of B-roll anyway, so I was able to go back to the backup recording and pull the audio clip and actually use it and save my life. So for people who want to do post-production, that is a must. Ray, did that answer your question?
Can I add to that real quick?
Yes.
I think we're okay. Because one thing I think we're not. So Ray, I think you need 32-bit float. I think John touched on it. I touched on it before too. I think that we can get all technical and nerdy about it, but at the end of the day, because you're run and gun, you're on the go, you don't have time to be setting things and doing things. I think that answers the 32-bit float scenario for you because it gives you more freedom.
Can you say it again a little slower, please? I'm sorry.
Ray. But before, let me add this too. Ray, do you plan on using your content? I know you kept saying you're going live, right? After going live, are you going to use that content somewhere else and reuse those content you recorded? Or is it just going on Instagram live and that's it?
No, they won't let me on Instagram Live because I don't have 1,000 followers. So they kick me off
so
when
what
I
about
go
the
live. So I
simple
probably
question?
will
Do you record it?
I probably will do YouTube, and the name of the show is How to Build Confidence, Courage, and Creativity.
So that would make having a backup recording more valid and crucial if you want to do post-production. Use that audio just as a backup, even.
Okay, what's the name
let's
of
explain.
It, though? He said it so fast.
Let me explain that. 32-bit float recording is it's a recording format where it gives you a bigger dynamic range. So when we were talking earlier about Reggie's microphone clipping, right? It has very small ceiling and floor, and 32-bit float give you a lot more. And so you don't have to worry about setting your gain or anything. Loud sound can be squashed down without losing any quality, and softer sound can be pushed up with very little, well, depending on the type of recorder you have. Sometimes it could be very noisy too, but at least the information is there. So that is the 32-bit float. And what happens, I think what more important is not so much the 32-bit float, it's the fact that it has a backup recording on the transmitter itself would give you a backup. Because occasionally you might have your sound, the transmitter signal going to your receiver might have some interference, and then you get some speeches or words cut off. If you have the backup recording on the transmitter itself, transmitter is the microphone that you wear on yourself, that would allow you to use that internal recording to then, in editing software, patch that hole or that gap back in. Does that make sense?
Yep, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm just going to be practicing.
The Lark M2 does not have that. The Lark M2 does not have that. But let me say this.
So you said the 33-bit float.
32-bit float recording.
Okay, 32.
And Ray, that's not a brand. That's a protocol. So there's different brands at different price points that offer that type of recording. So don't think that's a brand you're looking for. You're looking for Rode or DJI or other brands that have the ability to record in 32-bit float.
Yeah,
so
it's a recording format. It's a recording format that has more data in it. And again, Ray, you should go out and do it with the equipment that you already have.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to use the, I have the 14. I have the phone, the 14. I was testing it today with my tripod.
Yeah.
Tripod, and it did it long, and you could still hear my voice. So I'm just going to attach one of the speakers from the
Hollyland. When you say speaker, what do you mean speaker?
It's
the microphone. The microphone.
Microphones, right?
Okay, the round, the like coin, yeah, that almost like a coin, right?
I'll just have one of those. I'll just have one in my bag, and I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the microphone that's inside the iPhone, and let the person who I'm talking to have that mic on. Like, I'll hold each one of them. I'm not going to let them out of my hand, because people are crazy in New York for real, and you don't want to be chasing somebody.
So what? Definitely try.
I probably would take off my heel and beat them with it. So
get your setup, go out and film a few times, learn from it, and if there's anything you learn from it, then adjust your equipment based off of your experience. Because you can be thinking and we can be talking all about it until you actually use it in a real world situation. You're not going to know what the frictions are. You're not going to know what the benefits are. So all the pros and cons can be tested out when you actually start using it. So
you might forget things.
Yeah, there you go.
Like a power cord.
Uh-huh.
I always make sure I carry one pocketbook that could carry everything. So that's everything. That's my tripod, the light, everything.
While we're still on Clubhouse, before we go any longer, because it's coming up 11 o'clock already here, almost 2 hours. Michael, you said you have a question. Michael Fox.
Hey guys.
One final question from final time.
I know. I'm so sad that you guys are leaving, but I totally understand it, and I'm grateful for all the advice and the input you've given over the years. So, looking forward to joining you guys on YouTube in the future. But I just want to say, just to add to final thought for that other part about audio for video, I think as a video producer, one of the things we always say is, they'll forgive everything, but make sure you can hear the subject, make sure you can hear the audio. So audio is like always the most important part of video. So, I mean, I guess it goes without saying, but anyway, my question is about post-production for not 32-bit float, but just like regular working with like lavalier microphones. So do you guys have like a preferred workflow in terms of like, if you had like minimal time to do processing on like two speakers who are recorded on lavalier microphones, what is like the kind of the biggest things that you like to do processing wise to the audio
in post?
Yeah, just like anything because you can't really, when you're recording live, it's just you're getting the signal into the mixer and that's it. So what is your thoughts on that?
And this is not going live, right? This is something that you want to do in post. So you record things and then post. So for two people talking.
Yeah, I think so.
John, anybody else? Maestro?
So
yeah, go ahead.
What I use for editing audio is Isotope. So with Isotope, it has a plugin called Dialogue Isolate. And what that does is it quiets the noise floor. And then after that, I'll put something like a loudness or a normalizer to bring the levels up, or even a leveler. It's kind of like a compressor. It brings down the high transients and it brings up the very low transient, so it's kind of even. And then after that, I would EQ the individual's voices. What I would say, if you're using anything with lavaliers, especially because most lavaliers are omnidirectional. I know this because I was doing a shoot with omnidirectional lavaliers, and when person A speaks, it picks up in person B microphone and vice versa. And it can be a headache because in post, you have to do a whole lot of ducking and etc. I would say get a recorder that has auto mix, something like Zoom, or even if it's the Mix Pre, if you have the Mix Pre has a plugin that's called like the Mix Assist. Or if you are doing something more professional, something like the Sound Devices 8 series, which has Dugan Auto Mix. And what that does is when person A speaks, it automatically quiets down person B's microphone so it doesn't get into that. And it's going to save you hours upon hours when it comes to mixing in post.
So what does it do, like those recorders do when you say auto mix? It will like automatically like duct or lower the microphone that is not being used?
Yes, so it doesn't pick up in the other people's microphones, because
it's almost like you're setting a noise gate on that that particular channel. Like when you do live, sometimes you could use noise gate to isolate when other people are speaking. Let's say if you and I are in the same room, and across the room, I could set the noise gate to the point where when I'm not talking, when you're talking, it's not picking up your voice. It's doing that mix in the recorder itself for you.
Yes. It's not as aggressive as a noise gate, because with a noise gate, you can kind of like pick up artifacts from time to time, but it's a bit smoother. And even if you're not doing any editing in post, whoever you're paying is going to love you. I mean, the person might love you if they have to do all that work because they're going to bill you thousands of hours, but it's going to save a lot of time in post.
And this is why I say the same thing. I'm going to reiterate it. Why 32-bit flow? I know, John, you try to mosey over it a little bit, but I'm saying I'm gonna push back a little bit, because this is from what Ray is saying. Like, I get the internal recording part, but the 32-bit flow is more correlation to what John is saying. It's just you're giving yourself more room for mistakes, for mess ups and headaches, so that when you do give it to somebody else, they have more, room to fix it, to get, to
more data to fix it.
To me, that's the biggest point. Like, that's the biggest thing. The 32-bit flow mixed with what John is saying. These are just little cheat codes or hacks, like Game Shark or something like that for audio, where it would take people a long time to fix this stuff. But now we have this technology that can just pretty much do it for us like magic. So I think that's what she needs more than anything, in my opinion.
Well, just think about the people in this call. 32-bit.
No, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Different...
But which brand should I go with?
There are so many brands. It is just a recording format. If you search for a recorder, just look for 32-bit float.
Too.
Zoom will be cheap. How much do you want to spend?
Let's go low budget until I get used to this.
Zoom's okay. Let me say this.
Make a recommendation.
I say Zoom, and then people just did a bunch of tests. The cheaper Zoom 32-bit float processing is not always the greatest. So, but it's still better than none if you're clipping.
Yeah.
How about taking suggestion from Maestro one, and then John maybe, and then Derek will come back to you. I know you 32
as well. 32-bit is only good for dynamic range when it comes to audio. So
loudness, softness.
Yes, loudness and soft. The loudest point and the softest point. It doesn't help when it comes with multiple speakers at the same time. 32-bit is not really going to save you.
Types of mic, pickup patterns.
Also, pickup patterns as well. Also, even if you have 32-bit float, it's still good to do proper gain staging. Reason I say this is because before I was really getting into 32-bit float, I thought I can just set it and forget it at whatever level there is. But I've learned that even if you set it to probably like a really, really low level and you raise the noise floor, you're still going to get some room noise inside of that recording. And then you're still going to have to clean it up a bit in post. So 32-bit float is good, but it's not the end all be all.
And I want to say, like, there are some people in the chat too. It's like, put the information in there with 32-bit flow. So who is it? Cindy Lou. Go back and listen to the replays as well. So we have it's live, but then you can go back to the replays for the information that you may have missed. Let's go to we'll come back and talk about.
John, can you leave me your email address or give it to?
I already have your email address. I already sent you an email.
Not you.
John IT? No. Do you want to give that information now? If you don't, any public email that you want to give out publicly?
Oh yeah, the because it's on my website, support@jjsconsulting.tech. So I'll put it in the chat.
And he'll charge you accordingly. And just kidding. Any one recommendation?
YouTube chat?
One brand recommendation of recording?
With
device?
32-bit float?
Yeah.
Rode is pretty good. If you want to go more professional than Rode, like something with actually XLR
but maybe like something
inputs.
that he's out, like when she's out and about.
Rode, or if the DJI does it, just do something that also.
You're talking about the wireless, Rode Wireless.
Yeah. Yeah, Rode Wireless Pro or the Rode Wireless Go, because the new Rode Wireless Go also has 32-bit float.
Rode Wireless Go.
It does. The third gen.
Yeah.
The third gen one.
The
also
third
has,
gen.
you don't have to spend the whole $400.
Maestro, your recommendation? That too?
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rode Wireless Go 2, the third gen, the latest one.
Or the Pro.
Or the
DJI,
Pro.
Does the DJI have 32-bit
DJI
float and
Mic
internal?
2.
It does.
The Mic 2 has internal.
Okay.
Not the
32-bit
Mic 1.
float.
So the Mic 2 has 32-bit float.
I use that
you
at
can
work.
enable. And then what I also have for XLR that doesn't break the bank. If you're running gun, this wouldn't make sense unless you had another person doing audio. It's a little Zoom F3 that does 32-bit float where you can do 2 XLR inputs for like a shotgun mic or something. But for what Ray's talking about, that would not be the right use case for on the street type
Of
recording.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I was going to say before with 32-bit float is just think of all the people on this call with how our voices are different volume levels naturally. That's where that 32-bit float can save, because someone who's soft-spoken, you can bring that up to match the louder voice when you're editing, versus if you don't have enough headroom, it's going to be soft, and you can only do so much before it's going to kill the audio.
There you go. So I saw John, not because he's agreeing with me, but but I saw this from John Lowe from Malaysia. He says, I'm with John. I'll just get out there and do the recording with whatever hardware she has. The best interviews are done with a lot less. The experience out there will determine her next gadget. There you go. Good job. We should end there. No, just kidding.
100% agree. And that was kind of my point with like all these creators that I see at these events that I go to
on hardware.
Man, they are just like
gear.
They're using whatever they have, and people still eat up their content. So it doesn't matter.
Cindy Liu, that was hopefully
record.
that answered you. The Rode Wireless Go or Rode Wireless Go 2. Okay, all right.
Hey John, I don't see your email in the chat in YouTube.
Well,
YouTube.
You can get my email on YouTube, on my YouTube page, or you can go to learner2learner.com and there's a contact me and I send you an email. Actually, I added you to an email when Phil asked. I think we were collecting a few people, Wayne and so forth. Say, we'll help you test out if you want to go live and so forth. So we were collecting emails. So you send me an email through Clubhouse, and I added you to that string of conversations that we were
Right, but I
having.
wanted to meet with John in New York
Oh,
City.
John IT. John IT. What is your?
It's
Yeah, put
it's
it
in
in YouTube. That's why I was looking. I didn't see it in YouTube. You must have put it in
Okay,
Zoom.
I'll put it in YouTube for you. I'll copy the text and I'll put it in YouTube for you. This is John IT's email.
Thank you. I appreciate it since this is my
There you
last
go.
time on
You can
Clubhouse.
always come on Zoom, like Cindy Liu is now on Zoom as well. So Michael, anything additional that you might wait, let me ask you this question, John IT. When you said isotope, is it a plugin?
No, it's a software.
Standalone software to process the audio. Okay.
And it has a lot of plugins built in.
All right, I got it, John. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it.
Michael,
thank you.
Fox, any
Yes.
follow-up, additional things?
No, yeah, though I was just looking for some quick tips on, whether it's in like Resolve or in other, non-audio centric programs that are, just like what are some just quick off the cuff things that you're doing when you're not working with 32-bit float, when you're working with kind of mics that are
okay. I mean, yeah, you can use it in different programs. You're just gonna have to use a lot more. You're just gonna have to do a lot more work if you don't have any of those plugins. You're gonna have to do a lot of EQing. A lot of EQing. So you might have to do double or even triple EQing if you don't have any of those plugins. But you can do a lot of those things inside of Final Cut, because I was using Final Cut before I started to use Isotope or even Resolve. Yeah.
You know what? I haven't played much with, because I use Premiere at work, and the latest version of Premiere is supposed to have good processing. It will auto detect the audio type and whatever, do all the processing. I haven't, the very few minutes that I spent on it's not very good. I know it's me because I haven't spent time on it. So I'm not sure. Does anyone
So I actually
use that?
did. So I had a project with my VA team where someone did a like podcast style interview, but it was like a panel. The problem was, much to John IT's point earlier, they mic'd every other person. And they they had all these different camera angles. Well, the problem is trying to match the voice with the camera angle, because there's so much bleed over from mic to mic. And I mean, I listened to all the audio tracks and looked at the video and the audio that was synced with video and the separate audio files. I was like, oh my God, this is going to take forever. You know, I'm like, good God. So surprisingly, I went into Descript using Underlord.
Yeah.
I was shocked at how well it did for a web-based. I was using the web-based version of it, and I was absolutely flabbergasted how well it did in segmenting out the audio and matching it to the actual relevant video. Now, there was still, I would have still had to go in and do a lot, but it got it easily 75-80% there, and it was just the rest of it was fine tuning. But I'm telling you, don't sleep on Descript right now. They are doing some amazing things over there on audio and video side.
Until you need them, Charles.
So we use them every day. We use them every day.
Then when you need them, all of a sudden you're counting on them. You've been counting on them, and all of a sudden when you need it, everything goes haywire. That's how I feel.
No, we use it every day in my company, but it was because it was like John IT was saying. I mean, when I looked at the project, because my team brought it to me, and they're like, Charles, we can't do this. We can do video editing, but this is way beyond video editing. And I looked at it, and I'm like, holy smokes, like they don't pay me enough to even listen to this for 5 more minutes. And so just on an off chance, I threw it in Descript because I knew it would identify speakers. And so once I had it go through, it uses AI. It identified all the number of speakers. I went in and then provided names, provided videos, and marked them in the videos, and it started to sync it all together. And it was pretty amazing, quite honestly. And it's only going to get better, but it's definitely a nightmare. That's why, like, when John IT was talking about just the one mic, just put it on a stick, use one mic, you're not going to run into that problem. There's no way you can, because there's only one mic. There's no way there can be bleed over.
Just remember to put the mic to the person that you're speaking to.
Correct. Yes.
You know,
yes.
that comes with practice, because
Well,
you'll be
but
like,
with-
so many people interview, be like, oh, yeah, so what's your thought? And they're holding the microphone, let me hear you.
That
But
methodology-
here's the thing: you go back to 32-bit float. So if, depending on what your gain is set on that device, as long as there's enough gain there to pick up that low, you know, because you're going to be within arm's length of this person anyways. So as long as it can pick up something, the downside is that you might have a bunch of background noise, but background noise is actually easier to remove. That's way easier to get out of it than trying to get bleed over out.
Yeah.
So, you know, even if you did accidentally do that, that could be pretty easily fixed post. So I'm sticking with John and the single mic.
One other question. This is from Wayne. I think I ignored some of his question or missed some of his question, probably from the previous chat. On my iPad or iPhone, I want to talk to.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
I want to talk to the advanced audio mode and bring it into my Duo. So I want to verbally ask a question and have it talk back and go live on ChatGPT.
If I'm not mistaken, he was talking about, I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, he was talking about ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has a voice mode where you basically hit the voice, you talk to it, it talks back to you. And so
Bluetooth, it's on your iPad.
Well, and it is AI voice, so I would not discourage using Bluetooth for this use case.
Yeah.
Is it as high a quality? No, but it's AI voice. It's ChatGPT. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I would advise. So I do this all the time. Like this. So I've had events where I've been in front of hundreds of people and have done this presentation with my iPad, with my RØDECaster Pro 2. I would advise you use an actual the second channel
USB.
Because the reason why,
USB-C.
because to your point, I see where you were saying, Charles, but you have to think it is audio. I've had so many embarrassing moments where it's choppy already, the audio, because you can't control ChatGPT and the voice. So when you mix that with the Bluetooth, you're adding even more artificial flavors. And we're not talking about ice cream here. So I would rather just kind of like limit as much artificialness as possible to have a direct line with something, if that makes sense. Maybe that sounds crazy. But
I mean,
having that
there's
experience,
if you have the
hardwired
availability.
is always better than wireless.
Yeah.
At least currently, you know, we haven't gotten to a place where wireless connection is more stable and wireless connection is better than wired. So if you have the ability to connect it hardwired, of course do that. But Wayne, can you give us, knowing your setup, every port is used. That's
what
why
I was
went
thinking.
to the that's why I went to the Bluetooth, because we've seen your setup.
He usually maxes out his device of what it can do.
Tell us more,
So-
like how, and are you able to use? You have a phone that utilizes USB-C, and then use your USB 2 to connect to your phone or to your iPad. That then would allow you to, do your have your conversation coming into your RØDECaster Duo that way.
Here's what they need to come up with next is an audio hub for USB-C that works with the RØDECaster so that you can connect multiple devices to channel 2.
Oh, I
USB.
see what you mean. Like a hub, like a network, like almost like you're networking it in. We didn't even get to talk about the RØDECaster video. Good Lord, on the other channel. I mean, on the other show. We didn't even talk about that. NDI support, blah, blah, blah. I don't have one, so I'm waiting for Aaron to show up. He showed up, I asked him, and we never get to talk about it. Maybe next week we'll talk.
You know, I saw that update and I was like, that's really cool. And then
That's
I
like
remembered how
Ecam.
much that thing cost. And I was like, fuck. You're gonna have to do more than NDI to get me to spend $1,300.
If you have a hardware that it takes off the processing off away from your computer. So
and I've had it for what, 6, 7, 8 months. If I was paying $100 a month in a subscription fee, I'm getting close to being paid for.
There you go. Just no 4K output.
That is
Anyway,
true.
so before we go, anybody else? I know this is gonna take a while too, since there's so many of us. Anybody else want to finish up their thoughts before we go? We go. He says iPad Bluetooth will be fine to experiment with. Perfect. Try that first,
There you go.
and let us know how it goes. Because I know he already plays music from his iPad using Bluetooth. Anybody else want to add anything?
Yes.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, no. John, I'm so glad you're here. Last thing I would do is interfere with you. You go ahead.
John IT, go ahead.
Yeah, so 32-bit float is good. 32-bit float is great. All of my devices, I think all of my audio devices are 32-bit float. I think so, yes.
I sense a button.
If you don't neglect the
Gain.
common principles when it comes to audio.
Absolutely.
Similar to video. 32-bit float is similar to having RAW on your camera. But because you have RAW on your camera doesn't mean your exposure should be crazy. You should be shooting into the sun and think you can pull it all the way back just because you can. You should still have proper gain staging, meaning just put the levels pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect because you have 32-bit float, but it should be proper. And you should have proper mic placement. Because the same thing that, I'm sorry, what's your name? You spoke about? Yes,
Charles. Ray.
You,
Yep.
Charles.
Oh, you. Oh.
The same thing that you were speaking about, like if someone has a mic right here and they're asking someone's a question and it isn't pointing towards them, yes, 32-bit float can help, but you definitely are going to pick up a whole, especially in New York City, you're going to pick up everything with that person's voice.
Yeah.
So you might be working a bit harder to get it out. I know there's AI to try to take it out, but with AI, there's pros and cons. The con with that is it's going to introduce some artifacts. That's a given.
Yep.
So get the mic as close to the person's mouth as possible, and you won't have to worry that much. That's my closing thoughts.
But that's what I'm talking about. Practice. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all know about practice, right?
But I didn't have a problem today. I didn't have a problem today when I was on my phone.
Practice means you do it multiple times. The more you do it,
I've been doing it.
I only think one person got that joke.
no, none of us did. What? What happened?
Oh my God.
I have to go back to the replay. One last time for my Clubhouse people. That is a sad trombone.
Thank you, John.
Played by
I
our
appreciate
friend
you
Gary.
guys. You helped me out so much. I appreciate it.
Of course, we'll see you again. I mean, you see us on YouTube.
I probably won't talk because I'm not ready to set myself up with Zoom and all the other stuff because I'm still dealing with a lot of equipment I have to still set up, which means my I have an iBook. Yeah. I have a book.
You can join from your phone.
Yeah, you can join from your phone.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want all that stuff. It's just too much. It gets overwhelming. So I have to.
In fact, you don't even have to install it. You can just click on the link. It will ask you, do you want to come through the browser? No, will it?
Yep.
No, I'm gonna do my computer.
On the phone?
My computer do it.
It will.
You can call in too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Follow up.
But thank you, John. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you online. ChatGPT suggested I use a 3.5 millimeter input on my old iPad 6th Gen to get my voice into it, but Bluetooth the audio output to Bluetooth, so don't get slapped back. Okay, I couldn't get my head around it. But Bluetooth would be the best because Bluetooth already have mix minus already turned on your RØDECaster. Yeah, because then the wiring would be more complicated that way.
Well, and how are you going to get a 3.5 millimeter in a Duo?
Well, the 6, so you would have to convert that over.
Yeah, I mean, I understand on the
port.
iPad side, but there's no 3.5 millimeter on Duo or Pro 2.
Reggie, way past your bedtime, so we should say goodnight to everybody. Now, if we cannot finish, if you don't get to talk about or ask your question, come back next week. We do this every single week. However, do you have to start putting this in the back of your head? I have a month-long trip that I always take to Asia. So November, probably November and December, I don't know. We'll be taking the whole time off. Last year was under different circumstances because my dad passed away in November, so I have to like stop everything. So we'll see. But I will be away from November something all the way to like early November until early December. So we'll see how like when I'll come back. But I'll keep you all posted, especially if you already joined before. I will be able to contact you with by email whether or not we're going to have live shows. But I should know toward the end, but definitely not the month of November for sure. Anyway, any final thoughts? I see Maestro raise his finger. Go ahead.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that I finally found out, because last time that was one of the lingering things about getting the audio on my PlayStation 5. So I don't know if anyone remembers that, but that was a big thing. I finally figured out how to get the audio out of my PS5 into the RØDECaster Pro. It only took me 4 years.
Wait, I thought you shared that with somebody. You shared that here, didn't you? It's not recent, right?
I shared that I was trying to do it, but I wasn't. It wasn't coming in correctly, like the best way to do it out of the PlayStation. But it was using an audio extractor, one of those HDMI audio extractors. I had no idea those things existed, but it worked like butter. I plugged up the audio extractor, kind of looks like a capture card, plugged that in with the HDMI into the PlayStation, and then I actually daisy chained. I actually used that audio extractor and I HDMI'd it to my actual capture card from Elgato. So I have two little capture cards. One's for audio, and
this will be a teaser for next time. Next time when you come back, get your camera ready and show us Visual 8 too, because I'm sure it's somebody out there.
But it was cool. It was cool. I brought it in with two 1/4 inches into the channel 2 and channel 3. And I noticed
so it takes up
showing your things that we never talked about, chaining those together.
Yeah. Let's see. More topics to talk about in the future. Anybody else?
I've got one final thing.
Yes, Derek.
Go along with what John IT said. Gear is important. Technique is king.
There you go. That's it.
Just one quick thing to Charles. I picked up an Avanki.
Did you?
Yes, I'll talk about it next time. Although there's nothing to talk about.
And Charles never talked about what he picked up. Well, I guess, not in detail, but he...
Not in detail.
Yeah. Elgato.
I've just got what it's going to force me to do is actually use Ecam, because every time I try it, my biggest complaint is that if I use Zoom, I put the full window, I maximize it to my prompter screen, the Elgato prompter. But for the type of Zoom meetings I do, I really don't like messing with Ecam because I'm switching what I'm sharing so much. I'm jumping from screen to screen, window to window, and it's just way quicker and easier on Zoom share. So now I'm going to have to, I guess, set up scenes, because every time I share a screen, it totally screws everything up, and I got to move windows all over the place. So.
Wait, I think we have somebody just joined us. Cindy Lou just joined us visually. So
Cindy Lou.
Whoa! Cindy Lou,
there
preview. She's going to show up more often now on here now that Clubhouse is, I'm stopping Clubhouse room. Oh, wait. Oh, somebody's using Ecam too. Grant permission. Who's that? Who's using Ecam?
Uh-oh.
Is it Cindy Lou? Who is it that uses that?
Oh, I'm using Ecam.
Oh, no, it's just somebody like maybe requested recording or something that just popped in. Anyway, we're gonna go now. This is the crew, and hopefully you come back again. And there's still quite a few of you, like 12, 13 of you watching. 12 of you watching. If you enjoy this type of conversation where we, live tackling audio setups, audio questions, and you get multiple opinions, which is why I love about group studies, which is why Learner to Learner is what it is you get different opinions, and you can decide what you want to do, but you can definitely will hear opinions from us. Anyway, stay tuned, subscribe. There's more coming every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Time. We'll do Soundcheck. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much
Ciao.
watching, those watching live and those on the panel. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya.